Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about an old PC game that has been a pretty big part of my life up to this very day, Zuma Deluxe. I played this game as a kid on our old Windows 98 home computer way back in the day, and just the same, I'm playing it and setting new high scores and best times on my PC of today. Zuma Deluxe is a timeless puzzle game that I will always enjoy playing, so let's get into talking about what makes this game so fun. If you like retrospective looks at older video games like this one, you're going to love the other content that I have sitting on this channel right now. I've been doing a lot of talking about N64 games lately, and if this video is up your alley, those other ones are sure to scratch an itch for you as well. Consider watching a couple of those after this video, or hey, you could even subscribe to this channel in order to stay tuned. I'm uploading videos like this every single Friday, so don't miss out. Okay, on to Zuma Deluxe. This game is not complex. The basics are that you have a line of balls trudging down a pathway towards this skull, and if they ever hit the skull, then you lose. To prevent that from happening, all you have to do is play a color-coded match 3 game to destroy these balls before they get there. Scoring a certain amount of points will fill up this gauge at the top of the screen, allowing you to clear the screen of all the balls in order to pass the stage. It's very simple in concept and execution. To make things a little more flashy and interesting, we've got some power-ups. These power-ups will spawn randomly, as far as I'm aware, on any ball on your screen, and in order to collect the power-up, you simply need to destroy the ball holding it. We've got power-ups like an explosive bomb taking out all balls within a small area, a pointer allowing you to aim more precisely as well as shooting your ball more quickly, a pause button slowing the ball trail down for a while, or even a rewind which brings everything backwards a bit, giving you more time to shoot and keep the balls away from the skull at the end of the path. It's simple, it's addicting, and there are plenty of good strategies to getting high scores. Oh yeah, after a certain point, this game basically just becomes a high score game. While learning it, you may have some trouble staying alive on a couple different levels, especially when some have 2 different trails of balls moving independent from each other further in the stages, but once you know the ins and out of a game like this, survivability is no longer the goal. It's all about the high score. There are a few different ways to getting high scoring shots in this game, and we'll start with the simplest one you'll likely see all the time even by accident while you play. If your trail of balls is split, you can bring one side of it rushing back to the other one simply by matching the color on both ends of the lines here. This mechanic is integral to playing good Zuma, as occasionally you'll be pulling off sick multi-part magnet combos like these. Another good way to gain extra points for your shots is to break balls by shooting through a gap in your line. Gap shots give mad points, and you'll find if you're able to open up a good spot and keep shooting through it that you'll be finishing stages in no time. My favorite way to shoot for big points though is by getting every colored ball matched up to the point of breaking, so that once I start breaking them I don't ever stop. If every shot you shoot breaks a group of balls, you'll start getting bonus points for getting more and more consecutive breaks. Not only is this pretty easy to set up, it feels amazing when you just start going ham and destroying everything in the level. Currently my best ever score playing through the entire campaign mode is 3,591,820. Comparing scores to others or fighting with each other over obtaining a better score, even on certain levels, is definitely the way that I find myself enjoying this game the most. But overall, I really only continue to play this game for the same reason that I come back to Tetris. It's just so damned OCD satisfying to play it fast and play it well. Like, I've got some ridiculous best times in this game on some levels that you can see my regular play doesn't even normally reach close to, but that's a really big part of why I love to play. Every now and then you set a new time or reach a new high score and you just never have to play the game again. Until you inevitably do. This game isn't one that I would typically make a video around, as there's not really much here to talk about. I have already said my whole piece on it in probably less than 5 minutes after all. But the reason I am making this video today is that this game was my grandpa's favorite computer game, and recently he passed away. For those of you who don't know, I largely started taking YouTube seriously in this room of my grandparents' basement, and that's probably where most of the videos on this channel still were shot. My grandparents always supported me in chasing my goals, and often would ask how my channel was doing even though they didn't know much about the online space I was working in. Over the time I spent living there, we had all grown quite close with each other, and during the nearly 3 years that I spent living in their house, I would see at least every other day that my grandpa would still be playing Zuma Deluxe on his computer. He would tell me stories about how he used to be the reigning champion of this game and how none of my aunts and uncles were able to ever beat his score because he was that good, even if he had slowed down a bit over time. And his claims were pretty easy to back up, seeing the high scores that he still had on his current computer. He was very good at this game, and he was yet another reason why I would always come back to play it. I could talk about him all day long, but I do want to keep this brief. This video is dedicated to my grandpa. I love him so much, and it's hard for me to say goodbye. Making this YouTube video is one way that I could think to personally commemorate him and the impact that he's had on my life. He was a real one. Rest easy, Gramps. I'll see you again one day.